So, Mark, before you decided to become a personal trainer, what were you doing with your life, and what made you want to become a personal trainer?
Well, that's quite a big question. So, I was in a fairly high stressful job. I've been in direct sales for around about 20 plus years. I was in sales management, and at the time I was still working when I decided to become a personal trainer, but as many of my sort of clients know and people who follow me, I was very overweight. I think back in 2011 when I started to become fit again, I was in excess of 20 plus stone, and the realisation of being told by doctors that actually if I didn't become fitter or take some care of my body and reduce my stress levels and my anxiety and ultimately my depressive state that I was getting into through the stresses of work and everything else, that I probably end up either with diabetes or a heart condition. So I had to do something about that. Through getting fit and through running and cycling and ultimately going to the gym and adjusting my diet, I realised actually that this was something I really enjoyed. I was often told by many people that I should actually consider doing something with people. Hence, that's why I came to you. We had a conversation. I remember it quite distinctively, sitting in Starbucks, having that conversation, and you asking me why I wanted to become a personal trainer. And the realisation is that taking that sort of step, going into, the learning mode again, really, at that age, 42, 43 years of age, deciding to go back to learning and going back to using my brain again in a different way that I've not been doing for so long, and putting some of the fitness skills that I've been doing for myself into practice.
Yeah. And you have done brilliantly well as well. Like, from where you were, like you say, to come this far, you've done amazingly well, mate, as well.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, and I remember that conversation as well. And it's always nice to have that conversation in essence, work out where you are, where you're coming from, and what you want to achieve, What was your thoughts once we got onto the course? How the course was delivered? What was your takeaways from it?
I think my initial thoughts were obviously it's like worry and apprehension about how I'm going to sort of do it and fit it all in. The great thing about the course was it allowed me to do it my own time. So there was no sort of set time limit, so I could actually train and qualify in, I suppose, I think it's a good amount of time. You don't rush people through it. There's too many courses out there that are rushed through in sort of 6 weeks, which, any good quality personal trainer doesn't qualify in 6 weeks. But it also allowed me to do it in between what I was doing at the time, so I had to work, and I had to continue doing my job. Even though the realisation was that my job was actually one of the catalysts that was destroying me, really. So it was nice that it was structured. The on-site training that we did at PFP, CrossFit, Pi, etc., that was all great as well, because then you got together with everybody and you worked as a team. But the fact is that I could sit at night and do the online course. But also there was a support mechanism there which allowed me to come back to you and ask questions and get more involved in anything that I was unsure of, because even though I was sort of training at a gym and I was out running and I was doing my my fitness for myself, I still had to get my head around the learning process, which felt hard. And I think I haven't done that for a very, very long time. But the study part of it actually became really enjoyable, because it made me think more about my body, about the way that I was working, moving, adapting, eating, looked at my anatomy, made me realise actually about how my body naturally works, how your muscle structure works, how your bones work, how your nutritional impact works as well for every different type of body. Everybody's different. So it does make you think. And I think actually spending a little bit more time doing it really helped, because I think I wasn't in a rush to do it. I didn't have to become a personal trainer in 6 weeks. I didn't even know what I wanted to do after the course had finished. I didn't even know if I wanted to do it as a profession. All I knew is that it would give me the experience to either continue developing my fitness base or maybe do it part-time.
Yeah, that's great, mate. And since you qualified, How have you taken that qualification? How have you made a business out of it? What are you up to now?
So a lot's happened in 8 years. So since I qualified, I started doing it on a part-time basis. I was working and made the decision after a period of time realising that actually I was done doing direct sales, and pretty much told that because I think that, you know, from my personal perspective, I was burnt out and I really wasn't enjoying working, and you know, it was massively affecting me mentally as well. I was becoming, you know, more anxious, more depressed with the type of work that I was doing. So I took the step to go it alone and set up a personal training business, and for a couple of years I didn't earn very much money at all. I'm lucky in that I took class qualifications, so I became a fitness instructor, taking classes, exercise and music. So I teach indoor cycling, a concept called Vibe, which is exercise and music on bikes. I teach weights to music classes, I do boot camps, I do HIIT classes, and I get paid to do that. And I love that. And I do running groups, I take running classes now, capture 5Ks. And I'm really fortunate that I can do that. And that brings in, you know, a regular income now. But then outside of that, I've just developed my business, and I've worked really, really hard. I've got my head down, and I've never been the biggest social media expert, but what I've done is I've worked on a lot of word of mouth and referral, and I work with people who ultimately get what I do. You know, I'm very much about total fitness. You know, I don't do body transformation, that's not a skill of mine, but what I do is I look at the individual and how I can make them fitter, and ultimately feel better both physically but also mentally as well. So I work with a lot of over 40s, but I do work with younger people as well. Younger people come to me because I think they trust me, because I'm that much older and I've probably got more life experience, and I think that's really helped. You know, and the ups and downs of, and you see peaks and troughs. You know, being a personal trainer, you're not guaranteed to earn thousands a year. You don't earn thousands a year, and I don't do this for the money. I do it because there's a massive self-satisfaction in the fact that, you know, I was given an opportunity to regain my body and my fitness and my mental health again, and it's worked massively for me. And you know, I count my lucky stars that I'm able to do this now on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. Brilliant. Plans going forwards?
So plans going forwards, I want to develop obviously the PT business and see where that takes me. I obviously went with you to train as a sports massage therapist, and I'm level 3 qualified now, so that's great. So that's another arm to my business, which, you know, I don't do in a huge way at the moment, but the plan for 2020 will be to develop that a little bit more and actually do more sports massage, and actually have a single day a week where I'm potentially doing massage and purely that. Classes are always great, and I want to do more learning. You know, I'm still keen maybe to look at strength and conditioning. I really want to sort of develop more sports-based coaching as well, so cycling and running, and actually working with sports people, but also really want to focus on the mental health side of fitness. So, for instance, I have an 8-week men's-only group that we do at another gym. That's a class-based group where guys get together who are pretty much all over 35, and these are people that maybe don't go into the gym or maybe have a lack of confidence when they do get into the gym to actually know what to do, and so we all work together, and it forms a great friendship group, and we've got a great social circle, and we meet outside, and that's developing. And I've got the new block starting in January of that. I've got Couch 5K set up 4 times next year, 10K groups. I just try and diversify as much as I can. The most important thing is, when you're a personal trainer, whatever you do, is you don't remain static. If you sit back and wait for it to come to you, it's not going to come to you. You've got to be active, you've got to be confident in what you do, and you've got to make sure that you believe, and you've got to be passionate. If your passion isn't there for the job, it will shine through ultimately, and people won't want to train you. You know, and I'm always 100% genuine in the fact that I genuinely love what I'm able to do now. And if I'd stop loving it, I'd stop doing it.